Time right now is 6:49, back here this Tuesday with some breaking updates on a fire overnight in Greece. Crews got the call around midnight at a home on Patty Hill Drive. That's off Ladder Road. Most of that fire contained to the garage and it is destroyed. Thankfully, no reports at this point of anyone being injured. Monroe County's new district attorney, Brian Green, is reintroducing a partnership aimed at bridging the gap between law enforcement and those prosecuting cases in court at the Hall of Justice. Officer Eric Norman patrols the North Clinton section of Rochester each night. Like so many other officers, he's been called to give testimony in court for a case more than once. Because of that, the DA's office has reestablished a partnership with RPD, which requires ADA's assistant district attorneys to do a ride-along with an officer during a shift overnight.
It allows for, from the perspective of a road patrol officer, an opportunity for, the ADAs to see firsthand how we conduct ourselves, how we manage cases, how we respond to scenes. It provides a level of familiarity for them that translates directly to the courtroom.
The legal system, there's a lot of intricacies and there's a lot of pitfalls where a case that looks solid can, something can go awry and the case can be dismissed. So any way that we can help each other out in knowing what to look for and knowing what they see.
Green restarted that initiative just days after he officially took office in September. The goal is to keep it standard as practice for any new ADA that comes to work for Monroe County. A three-time convicted felon now faces charges for 3 separate sex attacks in Rochester, and authorities believe there could be more victims out there. 29-year-old Ronnie Brooks is accused of raping a 16-year-old boy near St. Paul Street late in the afternoon, the 29th of October. Police say the victim feared for his life and was too scared to scream or run. Then November 20th, officers say Brooks followed a 21-year-old woman to the transit center, grabbed her and touched her sexually. 7 days later, police say Brooks did the same thing to another child, a 15-year-old girl on St. Paul, before pinning her to the ground and assaulting her. Brooks was arrested Friday on charges of rape and sex abuse. If you have any information about that case, you're asked to reach out to 911. Sunrise traffic here at 6:51. Things are okay, showing up green around the area on 490, 590, and 390. No heavy backups or delays due to any accidents. We'll be checking sunrise traffic again when we see you during our cut-ins at CBS Mornings at 7:25. Rochester's Police Accountability Board is still in a legal battle to keep the authority to investigate officers accused of misconduct and other concerns. The agency, created back in 2019, argues it should be allowed to issue subpoenas and publish reports as part of its mission for oversight. The Locust Club, the union for officers in Rochester, says a previous ruling that bars the PAB from handing out discipline extends to reviews and other practices the group wants to pursue as part of its charter.
And we know on this record that Justice Art did not contemplate invalidating the investigatory powers of the PAB. It's very clear in his decision because in 2 footnotes found at record 297, he specifically called out their investigatory powers as not being challenged by the Locust Club.
There's no statutory authority, not even arguably any statutory authority, for the Accountability Board to be forming 3-member review panels, to be making determinations on allegations of misconduct, to be recommending penalties, to be creating case closure reports or releasing them. There was no fallback provision built into the statute.
A decision is expected in the next few months. Meantime, the PAB has a public meeting coming up Thursday night at 6. New this morning, it is done at Casa Larga Vineyards. The harvest for the frozen crop of grapes, all used to make the ice wine. They got started very early this morning in the brutal cold because that's what they need for the perfect timing. Aron Spitzer joins us live from the vineyard. Aron.
Brandon, I'm surrounded by frozen grapes, so many of them. We're here with Mike Countryman, the winemaker here at Casa Larga. These grapes are obviously here now. They weren't like that just a couple of hours ago. So what is ice wine and why is this harvest important?
Ice wine is basically frozen grapes. We need the temperature to be below 17 degrees Fahrenheit. We started picking last night or early morning about 2 a.m. and we brought them in off the vine and they go into these lugs and the grapes are frozen solid. They're like little marbles. We press those. They come out of the press as a very, very sweet juice, 42% sugar normally, right in that range. That is fermented and we come up with a sweet, very viscous, nice wine.
Now, how do you plan out for making ice wine? Because you don't just assume at the beginning, in summertime, like we're going to use all these grapes for ice wine.
Basically, I look at the long-range forecast, depending on what the summer looks like, the grape growing quality, and then we decide how much product we want to make, and I start to lay out which vines we're going to leave for the vineyard.
Now, I'm looking at that amazing device right there. What does it do?
That is a hydraulic basket press. Basically, that can put quite a bit of pressure on the grapes. It needs a lot of pressure to extract that sugar. So we load that, and it's a very slow process. It takes about an hour for that one press to go through, pushes down, squeezes out the juice.
And you've been doing this for a while, so how does one get into making ice wine?
I actually made first ice wine in 1993, myself and the owner of Casa Larga. And it was just something that was very rare in the world, actually, because you need a great growing season to grow quality grapes, and you need a nice cold winter to freeze them. So Finger Lakes is perfect for it. We have both of those.
Yep, we have all of that, and we're feeling it today, Brennan. For now, back to you.
Yeah, not just today. I mean, they need below 17. Could have picked any day this week in the morning.
We've got a lot of that going on in our overnight periods. We've got it right now as we head into the rest of the day today and into tomorrow. Our temperatures are going to be on the rise. Expect a little bit of snow shower activity for this afternoon, but don't expect a lot of accumulation with it. Now, with the rising temperatures also comes the rise of wind gusts, 25 to 35 miles per hour. So your wind chills are going to be in the 20s as snow transitions to rain, transitions back to snow over the course of the day tomorrow. A little bit of lake effect on Thursday.
We will see you at 9 o'clock for our morning podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise. That's on the Rochester First streaming app. Half an hour, Monday through Friday. Have a lot of fun there, talking anything and everything. And don't forget, on our app tonight, it is Walk With Me. Teresa has a new show behind the scenes at some local attractions that maybe you haven't been to in a while, or maybe it's just haven't quite had time to get out there. So much there on our streaming app. CBS Mornings on the way at 7. We'll both see you back here at 7:25.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.